Yo, welcome back to the locker room with your boy Forbes and Red. Today we have a special guest on the show of our good college buddies, very good friend of mine, of ours, Big Malcolm Scott, better known as Big Foo,
What they
out
do,
there with the
fellas?
cut. What's up, Big Foo?
Good, man. How y'all feeling?
I'm great. I'm great, brother. How you doing out here, man?
You know, trying to survive.
There you
Trying to
go.
survive.
There we go. There we go, man. Welcome to the show. We had you on previous shows back in college, man, for what we used to do. For those y'all don't know, we all went to Blackburn College, a smaller school, private school down South Illinois. That's why we also good friends. Right now, Big Malcolm Scott played for the team. Since he been there, and, just went down here from there. Graduated. Congrats on graduating, big dog. You know,
Big
that's
ups.
that's that's a blessing. I got mine right here. You did. We all,
Appreciate that, fellas.
you know what I'm saying? Congrats on that, big dog. That's a big accomplishment, especially for a black man in today's society. Being African American anyway with a degree, that's another powerful weapon that they don't want us to have. You know what I'm saying? But so like big ups to you, big dog. Hope you go so far with that degree. You do your thing in the future. We both young. You still a young man out here in these streets. So hopefully you can do some big things with that degree.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir. So today we got a busy topic today, but mainly we're gonna get into this discussion on Big Malcolm. So Big Foo, as we know, man. So we're gonna talk about just talk about life, man. What it was like growing up being a Malcolm Scott, man. Who is Malcolm Scott so these people can know who he is, man?
Hmm. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a good question. But I had so many people try to ask me like, "Hey, how would you describe it?" And then it'd be like honestly, I don't know. Like I you tell, I'm a chill guy. I'm cool, laid back. Yada yada yada.
Right.
Typical shit to tell people. But like when it come to like when they ask like who are you really, I'd be like, I don't know. Like I can't even really tell you, So like I could throw out some traits, but you want me to put it all together. I don't know what the meal is. All I got is ingredients for you. You
I
feel me?
respect that. I respect that's a good answer. Good answer. That's a good way to break it down.
So shit,
Good way to break
really.
it down. For real, for real. But another thing we like to talk about, what I'm saying? So Blackburn, what made you, that's a question. A lot of we get this question all the time. What made all three of us go to Blackburn? A no-name school, private school at that, in the middle of nowhere. Like we gonna ask you, like, what made you pick Blackburn out of all the colleges in the world that we all know of, the big names? What made you pick Blackburn College to make that your destination to get a degree from?
All right, look. So it's really funny though the stories behind it. So like we was back in high school, right? And I was with my homie Demarcus. Shout out to Demarcus, real close friend of mine. Then I'm my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So we like in passing period or whatever. And this around the time everybody applied for colleges or whatever, right? I'd never heard of Blackburn before in my life, right? I had my eyes set on going to this. It was this military college, like private military college. Always called North University. I think it was all the way up in Vermont somewhere. That's awesome. I was gonna go there. I was gonna hoop. I was gonna, go there to hoop. Go there to do my thing. It was gonna be decent.
Right,
It was
right.
gonna be there. Like that's where I was set. And I had like because like coming out of high school, like I ain't even go cap, like bro, I was getting like rejected. All the colleges I was trying to go to, no love, G, right? But I was tweaking out of high school. That's on me, you feel me? But anyways, so he is in the counselor's office, like applying for colleges and shit, whatever. Like we was always talking, like as we was hooping in high school, like man, we gonna go to a college team. We're gonna go to a college team and take over, transform the program like we did in high school.
Right.
So he come on to me. He say, "Oh, I just applied to this school. He said they giving out free tuition." I said, "Free tuition?" He said, "Yeah, it's like you fill out the FAFSA for like your first coming out. Like they give you like these numbers, and if you got like zeros across the board, that's basically saying like you expected to pay nothing. Like they gonna give you like the max amount of dollars they can give you."
Right.
So I'm like, "All right, cool, shit." I'm like, "Hold on, I'm like, hey, I got that on my phone. So you pretty tuition shit. Fuck it. I go ahead and apply for it real quick. I think like a couple times in, like a couple of days, and after that, I got my letter back. We pleased to say you've been accepted here. We up the band, this, that, and the third. I'm like, damn. Oh yeah, all right, cool. So we finna go there. We finna go transfer up. We finna go turn the program around, get the hooping on motherfuckers and shit. So,
right.
So that's really how that came about, and it was so crazy because like as soon as I got that letter and like then I dedicated myself to that, all the other colleges started coming around, like all the other offers from like NAIAs to like D2s, shit like that started coming. But I was so set on going to Blackbird and really trying to solidify myself in a place that like nobody knew, like nobody really heard of, and like kind of like change the program around a bit. Right. So once I got that, like that was it. I did everything I was supposed to do for that process. Went to the orientation, all that type of stuff, and that's how I ended up at Blackburn, man.
Okay, well, that sounds like a lot of process, and like pretty much that was for me as well. That's the same pretty much my story, and and our college counselor, and Zale can speak on it too. We had to go to the counselor the same way at Urban Prep where we was at, and like our counselor, he just told me when I was there, he like, everybody apply for this school, you'll get in for free. Your ACT score, it don't matter ish, but Blackburn knew of Urban Prep for some odd reason, and that's how I knew Zale went there. So when I did the same thing, I got almost full. I had to go there myself, dog. So it's like I had the offers from the big universities. I had the offers from Kansas. I had the HBCUs. Like I could have went to those schools and be in debt right now, still paying off loans. But that's one thing I can say that I can appreciate Blackburn more about was the way they process to make it like cheap and affordable so you can go to school where like you can pay off that debt within 5 years, maybe less, depends on what you start your career at after you graduate. Yeah, though. Shout out to the burn, as we call it. But let's talk on the relationship with us, man. First off, you was there before me. Y'all both was there before me. So how did you two get to know each other so well, and how like right now how y'all still came in contact with each
other? Gym. That's why I'm at gym.
Jim was right. We had a little so I was like a sports management major, and we had to take like little
and we had classes.
Like little PE classes or whatever. And I can't remember what the first class was, but I do remember Zell being in there, and it was just like, I ain't gonna lie, like I seen Zell, and he was a little awkward at first, but I kind of knew like he was awkward, but he wasn't like that awkward to where it's like you can't approach him and like without worrying about like, I don't really want to say weird because I don't want to sound like too too degrading on it, but it like sometimes when you meet people and they awkward, like they give off weird vibes, and like he looked a little awkward or whatever, basically from what I was used to seeing my whole life, but he was still like he didn't give off no weird vibes, and so like it was class, and it was like it was also the component of that the Blackburn didn't really have many African American people there at the time, so it was like the ones that you saw you gravitated to, and so and being in class was we just started talking and communicating and found out he stayed in the dorm with me on the same floor, down the hall, like really walked past his room every day and didn't really know it. And then that was that. And then I think with the combination of that, us, starting to pick up on the cut hair, working in Dean together.
I don't even talk about that.
Crucial days. I think with a combination of all of that, though, it's really just how we started to click up. And then, he was in the video games, we was in the video games, so we'd be up playing 2K, Madden, anything else you could compete in. Basically, we was in 12, 1 o'clock, any type of, normal college stuff. And so, like, that's just really how kind of like the friendship came about. And it's been solid like that ever since. Like that's been my homie. Like he didn't came through for so many times. People didn't came through. I tell everybody all the time, like, Zell was the reason why I got my L's. You know what I'm saying? Like, real life, let a man use his whip to go get his L's. And, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I ever told you, but I do appreciate you for that, and I always do. So I mean, Zell just one of them, you know, in the essence of what people like to call, you know, a real nigga. Like, Zell is a real thorough dude. Like, you ain't never got to worry about nothing really, like no snake, no backdoor, none of that with Zell. Like, real thorough dude. So, like I said, like a combination of that and like, and really just like, you know, living in the same dorms and just, you know, kicking it with the same people, having the same friends, just the connection only grew stronger. So I mean, it was, you know what I'm saying, that's my brother though. So
Yeah, that's the same. Me and Zell, you know, we grew up. Me and Zell almost like grew up together. Cause like I said, we went to urban prep together. And then when I stepped on the campus, I didn't know he was deaf till he yelled my name, I think. And then I met Gabe. You know, we cool with Gabe. Me and Gabe was classmates in Spanish class. I used to speak on the Spanish teacher. Scribano, we used to call her Scribano, but they call her something else. I ain't gonna say on the podcast though. But you know, I used to tweak on the Spanish teacher, and like me and Gabe be in the back of the class, dying laughing. Surprised I ain't failed Spanish, but I got an A in that class though.
Oh, you talking about high school?
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? You know, when I met you, big fool, I don't know where I met you at on the campus, dog. I don't know what we was doing, but I just know for a fact that we just clicked so quick. You know, so I think it was open gym day or something, or we was working out or something, and we just in the gym, we just clicked. You know, me, you, Willie, Moan, and Henry at the time when Henry was there. You know, and Vontae was there too. It's just like we all clicked because we all know how to hoop. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, as we get on with the podcast, and I got to know you better as a man that you becoming now, and you know, as a classman, as a hooper, because you know I was around you for like the 2 years that you were still there hooping, you know, doing the video thing, you know, helping y'all with that. So, but yeah. But Zell is a real dude, though. He a real thrill, you know, real thrill in, as they call it, real in. You know, I ain't gonna say the word on pod. You know, you're a real dude. You feel me? Like he done helped out. He done helped me out in a few things. You know, Zell done came through. Like, yeah, like what you said. Like, he ain't gonna backdoor you. He ain't gonna snake you. Like, he a real dude. You can go sit and have a conversation with Zell. You know, like, with Red. Excuse me, his name was Red today. You can sit down a conversation with Red. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like he was saying, like I met Malcolm, and he had some of my classes too, but they switched my major, so that little ticked me off. But it is what it is. But yeah, we met in class and we met in gym class too. And one day he was just like, I play 2K and everything. That's how it all started, you know. And like he said, black people, it was not many black people on campus. When me and my roommate Gabe, shout out to Gabe, you know, we came from the same school. Me and Marcellus went to, that's Urban Prep West. In case nobody don't know,
best campus on earth.
Yeah, best campus. Ain't no gang affiliate though. But anyway, yeah, we all. What made me go to Blackburn? Made me and him go to Blackburn. Same thing you said. Our counselor, she helped us out, and you know, free tuition. We was trying to better ourselves for our parents, so they won't have to pay out of pocket. You feel me? And plus, we didn't want to go to no school on no gateway program, you know, because we wanted a normal college experience. We not gonna say what's gonna put us on gateway program, because I feel like that's throwing shade. But if I had to say, it's not EIU. But anyway, you know, we decided like we want a normal college experience. We want a fresh start. We didn't want to, you know, take no courses that we feel like we wasn't ready, because we had the grades, we had good grades. I just felt like they was just looking at the, you know, the ACT scores, which, you know, don't prove nothing. You know, it's a lot of categories in ACTs and everything. But anyway, Blackburn was, you know, I didn't graduate with y'all, but, you know, I still got a degree at the end of the day.
That's all that matters.
And that's all that matters. But, yeah, we just clicked, and I met him, DeMarcus. I met a few other couple guys that was on the basketball team. And, you know, we kept a brotherhood ever since we graduated. And y'all know me, you know, I got y'all like y'all my brothers and everything. You know, I came and supported y'all, even though I felt like I should have been on the stage. with Malcolm and them as well too. You know,
Yeah, that's true. You should have been, but it's okay though. Things
you
happen. You
know,
still got your
and
degree though.
yeah, I feel like stuff happens, and I'm a real friend. At the end of the day, I came to see my brothers graduated and everything. I could see you graduate, Marcellus, because pandemic wise,
Right,
but I
COVID,
was
man.
gonna come down there anyway. I can't see all my boys graduated, so pretty
Most
much at the end of the
definitely.
day, we all still click together. We all still meet up with each other. To each his own though. But I appreciate that, Malcolm. I watch out for you. You like a bigger brother than me, but we know we the same age. But everything. But
For
yeah,
sure.
Blackburn brought some people together. It was a good movement.
Most definitely was. But speaking of Blackburn, Malcolm, like I said, y'all was there before me.
Mhm.
But for the athletic wise, Malcolm, like athletically, like, what's going on today with the diversity, the Black Lives Matter movement, police brutality. From your experience as an athlete being at a small school like Blackburn, like, how did the diversity change over time, if it did, at Blackburn into what is going on in today's society?
I think like I know like when I was hooping down there, like it was I can't really it's kind of hard because I like when you look at the structure of our team, like I believe most of our players really were like were black, like for the most part, and then like as the years progressed, I think it kind of like almost became even, and I think obviously we have more white guys, but I'm gonna be honest to you, like being down there, it was. Uh, I want to say that the people down there were very accepting uh, to me. I personally have not experienced um, any signs of blatant racism or like blatant disrespect to me in uh, regards to my skin color or anything like that. For the most part, people down there has been pretty receptive, but let's not get that you know misunderstood. I'm not naive at all. At all. I'm fully aware that those things are happening regardless if they happen to me or not. It's sort of like the tree in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you if the tree fell down, but did you hear it? You know what I'm saying? Did it still fall? Of course it did.
Right.
But just because I didn't hear it, don't mean it didn't fall. And just because it didn't happen to me, don't mean it's not happening out here. I've known some people who have had uh, some some of those encounters while being down there. I'm grateful that it wasn't me and it wasn't towards me. I'm also bothered that they were some of my close friends. Um, so that that area, I wouldn't say like being down in that area is like oh goodwill, God will, great people, but there are some good people down there. But as far as I think being an athlete in there kind of like helped because like again like the town is so small and that's like the only college out there. So everybody in the community kind of knows you. So I mean, if they not rooting for me as a person, then they rooting for me as a player. Uh, and I mean, I guess you could take what you want from that. Some people see it as just like they rather have you root for them as a person rather than an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Me, I'm more so kind of like that, but in the same breath, it's kind of like as long as there's no disrespect towards me
Yes.
uh, or no disrespect, you know, uh, towards just disrespect towards me or in general, I believe it's just something that I'm all right. I mean, I ain't tripping. I mean, but it was still good. It was good.
That's good. Like I said, I was on those bus rides with you. Them long bus rides with you, them overnights we stayed, man. I was on them bus rides, that little bus, man. But it was a great experience, though, especially for me. I wasn't the athlete, but it's like I gained y'all respect as the conductor, video guy. Like, y'all welcome your open arms, even though we already knew most of y'all off the court anyway. But as a basketball player, y'all woke with me with open arms. because of what I can do. Like, making highlight tapes, made you one, made you a couple of them, put y'all out there, put the school on notoriety. I feel like the work that I did, shout out to Coach Steve Kohler and Austin Kerr, for giving me that opportunity, to come around you guys to actually do those things. And ever since then, I've been doing it for you guys for a long period of time, but it just felt good. But like I said, bus rides are so funny. We got so many war stories to go about those. It's just a lot that went on those bus rides, man. And I love it. Some people like to take pictures and record memories. The memory up here in the head, man. I remember every kid, hotel. We playing it, bringing everything in the hotel. Plus, we doing homework or studying film. We playing 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? In the hotel, supposed to be sleep. Got to be up at 9. We get the hotel at 11, still playing the K. Especially if we there for 2 nights. We playing the K that first night all night. We ain't thinking about the next game until we get on the bus.
You feel me?
I knew some of y'all mindsets at the time. Y'all, what I'm saying? Y'all was thinking about, look, we're finna get this over with. We coming down here to win or lose. But as soon as we get back in the hotel, I'm playing this game. Finna go live. We finna do a lot of stuff. But it was so fun though. Like, great experiences, all that I encountered with you. But another question I want to talk to you about was like your basketball experience playing for that team, and like we made it to the SLEAC. Your first championship that you played. Talk about your experience making that journey that with that season that we had, making all the way for the first time in a long time to the playoffs, the conference playoff, and the championship at that. As a player. As a player on that roster, you playing that season, explain to our people out there, like, how does that, as a college athlete, how does that feel to play in that atmosphere, and just how does that feel to make a championship game at a collegiate level for a conference?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, it was probably one of the best feelings I had, and I'm gonna take you way back, because the build up to that moment was so special, to where it was just like it was everything that we wanted, and it was in our hands within grasp, and it was just kind of like dust, like a bag, like a pile of dust. Like, you go to grab it, and then it poofs away,
right.
And it was hurtful. But I'm gonna take you way back. So this is like freshman year when I get there, right? Okay. Freshman year, I'm there. I'm probably like the second tallest on the team, next to Jordan McMillan, that was on the team at the time, freshman year. So we probably gunning for like 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? That we both had like completely different games. He was more of an outside in kind of guy. I was more of an inside out. A little bit stronger, a little bit more bruiser type, which is fine. And so like that happened, and my freshman year, I had started out to play varsity and thought like, oh yeah, I'm finna do well. We finna do good. First game of the season, I'm starting. I'm 17 years old, fresh out of high school. Especially with the momentum that I had in high school, with the confidence that I had in high school, with the ego that I had in high school.
Yes.
I tell you, I'm gonna tell you, it helped me and it hurt me. So I'm thinking, first game of the season, we all good. We go out there, man. We played Quincy. They're a D2 school at the time. Everybody out there. I'm talking about them dudes out there, big, like, man. Like, I'm talking like big, stocky dudes. You feel me? I'm looking around. At the time, I'm only like, what? Like, I'm maybe like, what, like 6'4". I'm like 6'4", 6'5" ish, maybe like 6'6" with the shoes on at the time. Like, I think my weight at that time was like 225. So I was still a little, what I'm saying, a little skinny guy, trying to get my weight up. You feel me? Never really lifted weights in high school. But anyway, so we get there, we get routed, destroyed. Quincy destroys us. I can't even remember the score, but they was running it up on us. So that happened, and then like after that, I think that as the games went on, I got pulled from varsity, had to play JV. That right there was uh, was a shot to my ego and my confidence because it was like, man, I just did, you know what I'm saying? Like I just did what I did in high school, you know, putting up the numbers that I had in high school, coming back, and it was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like in my head as a player, you you think you're the best player at your position. You know, like that's how you got to think. Otherwise, you gonna fail. Otherwise, you already failed.
Yeah.
So I'm okay, cool, and it's like when I got pulled and had to play on JV, it was like, man, like I don't even really want to. I don't even want to do this no more.
Mm.
Like you know what I'm saying? Because like I felt like I was reaching the top, and then like got pulled all the way back down. So like after my freshman year at JV, it was up and down. It was a terrible experience for me. Like being around my homies that was on JV was always good. Like being around your teammates, especially when they close like that, like it's always a good experience. But like as far as playing the game, like man, I was lost on the court, bro. I didn't even want to play no more. And at that point, I was really trying to transfer to Blackburn. Like I was about to give up on hooping, transfer and go to Western and just go the school route. Sophomore year comes around, Steve Kohler comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Steve Kohler, you know what I'm saying, comes around. He has his game. He's implementing me more in his plan. I'm digging it. You know what I'm saying? I feel it, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm just starting to take off and build steam again. Confidence soaring. I'm all right, yeah, this is it. Sophomore year, I get sophomore year I can't play. My grades, I became ineligible.
Mm-mm.
GPA was too low.
Big,
Mm-hmm.
Right?
big fool.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting on the sideline working the score clock in practice, man. I'm sitting there, can't play. I'm rolling with the team, sitting on the bench. I'm I'm blue. I'm hurt. So I'm busting my ass in the class now. I'm like, man, I can't never. I said, man, I can't never go through this ever again. Like never ever. So I'm like, man, because I missed the whole second half of the season, and that's where it was at. I'm man, all right, so cool, whatever. All right, so that summer is when he like coach had really like implemented like a strength plan. So we got all on that. I think that's when he introduced us to Volt. We got on the Volt a little bit, and I just got to like really just um, I just really got to like hitting the weights a little bit more, um, and just trying to get bigger and stronger. Came back, and that's what it was. I think I was like two. I came back, I was maybe like 235 my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
So I was ready to go. I was okay. So my junior year comes, um, and junior year was kind of like when I started to like. I was a backup again my junior year, right? The backup to another good friend of mine, Willie Orange. And at the time, I could see why Willie was starting. Um,
Mm-hmm.
well, at the time, I didn't, to be honest. I didn't see why he was starting. And that's no knock or shade on him. But, as I look back on it now, it made sense. Like, he was a senior. And at that time, he was a better player for that system than I was, especially with the surrounding, with who the starters were.
Yeah.
And again, like I was just back in there, just trying to get my confidence back up. And so, like, I think like during that course of the year, like uh, really was a great teammate with me. Like he kind of let me know, and he was just like, man, like you ain't even got to worry about it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like coach gonna get you to play. You're gonna get you in there. You know what I'm saying? Just when you in there, do what you got to do. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Do what you do best. Clean up the boards. Uh, contest shots and make them easy layups. And so like that's just kind of like what I did. And I think that by him talking to me about that, it helped me because I kind of like accepted my role for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when I checked in the game, like I literally had like no expectations. Like I was out there free. So I was hooping. Um, I went out there and just hooped. When the ball was on the rim, and I thought, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that.
Right.
you know, snagging them joints. Like, all right, cool. You know, layups, drop offs, cool. Like, that's fine. You know, like I could play my role. Like, I can do that. Uh, and they did that. And everything started to go up from there. And then my senior year came. Like, so this is the summer of my junior year. I'm working. So it's me, Reed, and Chris now. Like, we all me, Reed, Russ, and Chris Davis. You know, two former teammates. We all sitting in there, right? We working with each other like almost every day in the gym. Every day working, lifting, working, trying to get a game right, chemistry right. So it's here, like senior year, like this my year. Like I gotta start now. Like ain't no more coming off the bench. And like you know, to a lot of people, like man, they don't really matter about starting. But like where my head was at the time, or where I was coming from, like I had to start. You know what I'm saying? I had to start and I had to finish. That was where I was at. And so going through my senior season, I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm here, got the starting spot. Okay, yeah, this it. I started off the senior season, uh, started off trying to score, right? Trying to like just trying to do nothing but score, like showcase that you know what I'm saying, I have offensive game, I have moves in the post, like I can do all of that, you know what I'm saying? Started out trying to score, right? But by me focusing on just trying to score instead of hooping,
Mm-hmm.
it took away from a lot of things or what I do best, which is rebounding. Like I can score the ball. Like I can do it all. I'm a walking bucket. But if you ask me what's my best trait, is rebounding by far. Like, I can go get the ball off the glass. And so it kind of took me away from that. Uh, and I wasn't rebounding. And I remember after this game we played in Iowa. I forgot the team, what it was. We came in there, and Blake Peterson, one of the assistant coaches on the team at the time, came in there and was like, he gave me the little thing. He basically gave me a little hint, and he's like, "Man, coach is gonna pull you. Like, coach is gonna pull you from the lineup because you're not rebounding. You know, you're the biggest nigga on the court, and you're not rebounding like you're supposed to." So I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever." Me at the time, I ain't really trying to hear it, you know what I'm saying? But when he pulled me, that humbled me. I was like, here I am, a senior, got pulled, and I got my spot taken by uh, what I think he was like I think Jemiah was maybe a sophomore or junior at the time. I got my spot taken by somebody else, and it was like man, and like I was still finishing certain games, but it was just the fact that um, that you know I was expendable. Like if I wasn't doing what I was supposed to, like I got yanked, bro, and that was on me. And so I was like, man, I need my spot back. So you know what I'm saying? I'm going back to trouble and do what I gotta do. So when we in practice, I'm busting my ass. Like I'm then there turning into a whole different player. And I get back in the game. You know, he gets in the game. You know, coach make the subs. I get in the game. I'm gonna do everything in my power to show coach that this is my spot. So I'm going in there. I'm going to get buckets all type of way. And I think this game was at Principia. Like this is my first game coming off the bench. So I'm going against Principia, getting buckets. Have I want to get him, give me these off the glass type things, everything. Just like, and that was just kind of like the jump start, what I needed. And then games to follow after that, like everything became more so focused on focusing on what I do best, so I can maximize my ability on the court rather than focus on my selfish goals on what I wanted to achieve. And so I'm okay. Let me get in there. So now I'm out here. I'm the big man on there. I'm the big man on the team. Let me do what I do. Like I'm gonna get. When I touch that peel, I'm gonna go get me a bucket. You feel me? And so after that time, I started to just kind of come back into just hooping and just, started to hoop. And then I just started to have good game after good game. Got my spot back, and I think
there you go.
got my spot back. You feel me?
know what I'm saying?
And then I think after that, it was just like, man, like this where I belong. Like this, I ain't letting this go again. So I'm in, you know what I'm saying? I'm going, we trying to go crazy. You know, me and Carson, we doing everything. Shout out to Carson, man. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Ain't nobody gonna really say it, but man, look, you want to talk about a walking 30? Boys are walking 30. You
Yes,
hear?
sir.
Boy,
Yes, he
walking
is.
30.
Yes.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, game against Westminster, man, bro won us that game for us. Like it ain't no, bro. I think bro had like 41 that game.
Was it the game to get us in the play?
To get us in, like, we had to win that game in order to get in. Bro had 41 for us, got us in the tournament. So I was just like, but it was just like that, and it was, man. So we get in the tournament now. Tournament, you one and done. So we go against Eureka. Now, anybody who know Eureka, like anybody watching this or
Big rivalry.
familiar with the area, know Eureka is Shay Feehan at the time. Bucket.
Yeah, Bucket.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like his game.
He's walking 32.
Hey, walking 30. You hear me?
Then they had both of the twins at the time too.
Twins. The older brother.
I mean the brothers.
His older brother was good too.
I think so. I really can't remember. All I remember is Feehan. They had Feehan, and they had like some other dude that just got there, Dakota. A dude named Dakota.
Yeah.
Decent. I mean, like, Feehan was a show. So we going against Eureka. I'll tell you, Eureka was all out war. I think they put.
For people that don't know, Blackburn and Eureka, like, that's a big rivalry since both schools was built. Like, when Blackburn had a football team at the time and basketball, mainly basketball for people that's out there, when we played each other, that atmosphere was like a live game, playoff game every time you played each other at their house, our crib. Our gym was small, but we packed it out. We packed it out. They packed it out. We go to their gym bigger than ours. We packed it out with our little crowd that we brought with us. And and then once we beat them a lot in the season, oh man, they really didn't like us at the time, real. Like once we beat them at their crib, beating somebody at their crib it's a blessing. Like road game wins be more excited than them home game wins. Home game, you defend the home court. That's your job. But when you go on that road and you go somebody else's crib, especially like what Malcolm talking about, Feehan, he'll walk a 30. Like, we know how he get. But once you go to his crib and you try your best to contain him and you get that dub at day turf, it's like your momentum is more higher. You know what I'm saying? Your momentum more higher. You more humble. Like, you ready for the next game. No matter who it is, you like, okay, we just beat our rivals. Like anything, like boxing, basketball, like the Boston Celtics Laker rivalry. Once they come each other, whoever wins, like momentum, like, okay, we got the edge this round against Boston or the Lakers. Like when we beat Eureka, we got the edge in the season. So then once Mark, you're still going to explain it, but once we got to that playoffs, first game, everybody was there. Red, I'm trying to tell you, man, everybody was there. Our people, they people, it was so live. And we weren't even at our gym. We was at another school gym. Well, I'm going to let Malcolm continue his story, though, because I got a lot to say about that from my point of view.
Yeah, man. We was at Greenville College, and like they gym is like, it ain't the biggest gym, but we had our fan section, and bro, let me tell you, man, that joint was live. I'm talking about anybody that could make it out there came out there versus play, because it was the first time that we've been in the tournament since 2005 at the time.
Yep.
So it was a great accomplishment. So we was playing Feehan and them, man, and we was dealing them at first. Like we was doing it. We was okay. Yeah, we got it on lock. We finna be cool.
Right.
Second half come along, they start picking up some steam. They starting to come back, make some runs. So we trying to calm them down. Feehan starting to heat up. So we coming down, Feehan getting 4-point plays and shit. Nigga, we looking around like, damn, what's going on? We can't lose this joint. So, we go there. We calm them down for a little bit. We make a run of our own. They come down to it. They point guard. their point guard had hit like a long three to send it to overtime. And it was so crazy how it happened because in the same way that he hit that three, he injured his ankle when he landed and he could not finish the game no more. So he was out. So that was a huge blow. That was a blessing in disguise. So we took that one, but Feehan was still cooking in OT. So we made our run. Feehan tried to come back, whatever he missed. And I remember like it was yesterday, man. It was a setup play. Feehan got his side of bounce. He came through dribble. He got right past our defender because we didn't want to foul him. And it was me, the rim, and Feehan.
I remember that play.
He went up to try to go for the layup or something. And I promise you, bro, I just stood there, vertical jump, 2 hands up. Bro, I tried to touch the ceiling on that joint. I ain't even gonna lie. Man, I thought they was gonna call a foul on me because that's just how they offer Feehan, man. They was helping them out, man. But like I remember my fingertips grazing the ball. I literally remember, as soon as I know I felt it and I saw the ball fall short of the buzzer, I was just like, oh my God. I was literally walking down the court like, yeah. We like just won the first game, bro. Like I can't even tell you like the amount of excitement that I had in my body at that point. Like it's so crazy. Like because when we walked to the bench, like it's crazy because they have a picture. I think they got the picture of me and you, Sil, when I came and dapped you up on the bench, laughing. And I think they got that picture and they put it in the paper. And it's so crazy. I took that paper home because I will forever hold on to that because, man, that was probably one of the top 3 moments of my life, bro. Like it was just so amazing to experience that, especially for all that I've been through personally. With trying to just do something at that school, trying to like leave some type of mark, and it was just it was truly a journey. It was amazing, and so like the next round we had to play Greenville, right? Man, Greenville. Let me tell you, boy. Playing Greenville, that ain't a basketball game. That's a track meet, and I mean that in every sense of the word.
I swear, Red.
You gotta be in good. You gotta be in great shape to withstand the playing that the way that they play. Because you'll get tired real quick, man. The game will seem like it's forever, but you know what I'm saying. The way we're playing with Greenville is that. They always say that the game is never over until the game is over. But and that statement holds true for playing them because you could be down 20 points in the second half with 7 minutes to go, and if you play your cards right, you liable to win by 10 points before the game is over. You have a 30-point swing just like that.
Facts.
So, and because they're gonna give you a lot of shots, you just got to make them. So we had to play Greenville. And so, man, we playing them. You know, like I said, we run. We go up, they go up. We go up, we go up. Man, second half of the game, I just seen it all fall apart. And like, man, like I don't want to throw him under the bus, but I always question on why he had me sit on the bench for that later part of the second half, and why he ain't shut me in until too late. And it was just like, man, as you know, you sitting on the bench, it's like, man, I would have just been at the 7-minute mark instead of the 3-minute mark. Like that's 4 minutes in that type of ball game. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
We could have went on and won it, and man, I'm gonna tell you, bro, it was so crazy on the influx of emotions that happened within those two games. Because playing Eureka, everything was at an all-time high, man. I was at the happiest that I can be. That was like the pinnacle of the basketball for me. And then losing to Greenville in the championship game to go to the actual NCAA tournament was at like the all-time low. And then like, man, my heart sunk, and like I couldn't do nothing but sit there and cry on the bench, like because it was like Like this is my last shot to do something great at this school as a player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it didn't come into my senior season, and then it was like, man, you know, it came and it went, and it was so fast, and I couldn't believe it, and I was so hurt by it. But I tell you that overall, through that, also winning, being on the all conference team, all conference second team of the year, like all of those awards, and getting the all tournament team, like getting those awards, and like, you know, especially starting out where I started freshman year until now, like I said, the experience was gratifying, bro. Like it was, I couldn't even, I really can't even put into words like how it made me feel like through that journey. But it was, man, playing college ball. I tell people all the time, man, playing college ball is probably one of the best things I ever did in my life.
Yeah, I was there with you. I actually got that picture in my phone of me and you on the bench laughing. But I text you and like I'm like, bro, what we was laughing about? Cause like it just sparked so much of memory, Red. Like
yeah,
when we was sit like I think we was finna win. So Coach sub Malcolm out anyway. Like the game was over, almost over. Like Malcolm already knew we won. You know, that atmosphere, Red, was so live. Like I said earlier, beating your rival, especially in a playoff atmosphere like that, win or go home. And then that was for me, knowing the history behind Eureka and Blackburn and our knowledge of the game. It's like it felt like to me. It felt like as a fan, like we won a championship against them because you beat your rival in a game where it actually mattered. But to get to the next step, to get to the championship, and you know, I was in that locker room both times. You know, the emotions. You know, standing right there, watching the tears fall down my brother's face. You know, I held my tears back because as a fan and as your team, as y'all brother, I'm like, you know, I went on that court, but it felt like I was there on the court playing with y'all. Like I was in the uniform, but I had my camera in my hand. But I was in the uniform, clapping, yelling, screaming, doing everything like a normal teammate would do. But that game, Eureka, was like, to me, that moment, that picture, I swear, until I die, that's going to the grave with me and you, dog. Like I still got it in my phone. Like it's that moment was the best moment of my college career. You like, I made the newspaper with an athlete. You know, one of my closest friends I can call my brother now. Like, you know, you a brother. You know, we communicate on a daily basis. Like, you a brother. Like, you're someone that I didn't know was going to turn into that. Because then, like, it's a saying, you know, your college friends turn into family more than your high school people.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Your college friends be your wedding, your best man, your groomsmate, you know, all that. You know, both of y'all like brothers to me. But that picture, that moment was so exciting. And then we had a video of Malcolm, what you was talking about, throwing your hands up. Jordan Clay throwing his hands up. Our fan section going nuts. We made Twitter popping that night. Like, we were the talk of, I know it's a small school world, but we was the talk of the town in Greenville. Because really, to be honest, we had Greenville shook in the beginning. Yeah, we made some mishaps in the second half, which is not good. Because you don't want to make no mistakes against Greenville. If you got them on the ropes, keep going. You don't want to get them their second win. And, like, that's a track meet. Like, you got to be in shape. Because they double team you every 2 seconds you touch that ball. You can't miss a layup. That's why coaches always – that game coach was like, make every layup count and run as fast as you can back on defense because they coming. You know, they had a good team. Don't get me wrong. You know, they had what's his name, Eric, Jahari, all those guys. You know that we both know personally, but it's just that moment. You know, watching y'all make it to the STIAC championship that year, that run, that season, in my opinion, was the best season.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 years I've been at Blackburn, that was the best season, making history. Going there, Steve won Coach of the Year. Co-coach of the year, you know, took a team that was predicted to be eighth
at the bottom,
really. At the bottom,
man.
At the bottom of the food chain.
And let me say something too.
Do your thing.
And you know, you talk about how, you know, your struggles from freshman year to you from coming from the high school experience wise, and you know maturing yourself into that senior year, and you was proud of yourself getting that moment. I see this brother struggle when he was that junior year. Cause man, I came into the room. He like, oh man, I can't give you no L today. You know, I'm studying. I said, dang, what happened? He like, oh man, I'm kicked off the team. I was like, and I looked at Willie, and then I looked at Mo, and I was just like, he for real? He like, yeah, he for real. I'm like, oh man, now I gotta play Willie. But it was just like, he was, Malcolm. He been through a lot. He telling the truth. I seen progress, day in, day out. Brother was in the weight room when he couldn't practice with his team. He was doing the scoreboard. I would make little jokes here and there, but Malcolm was like, he showed determination. He was in the library doing his work, sun up to sundown, But taking you through that whole experience, me and Marcellus, we got history in Eureka too, because you know Marcellus what I'm talking about. We talked to the women's coach. And we had like that little broadcast history. But taking you back through that, what was I about to say? It's like I understand where you're coming from. That moment that you had that one moment, and it was just like I finally, made my stand here at this school, and you'll be forever remember that. But y'all was coming into the season like A at the bottom, and people was saying like, oh, they're not gonna get past Eureka through the first game and everything. They thought y'all was gonna be a one and done team coming to the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all changed the narrative on Eureka, and y'all changed the narrative for Greenville in the first half. But it was like y'all all went through a journey together as a team, and I liked it that season, even though I got kicked out, But I was still rooting for y'all,
We ain't gonna
Things were still going. I ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't got nothing to say. Stuff happened though. But it's just like you had your one moment, and I understand that you wanted to go to a tournament because I'm pretty sure you watch college basketball, and you always dreamed of having like going to the tournament or having that one big moment. And for you, it happened in a tournament, and moments like that counts.
Man,
it was so much, man. Like we changed the face. They changed the face of that conference, the SLIAC conference that we was in. That 1 year,
School
and
on the map too.
Basically that one season, and until now, Blackburn has never missed the tournament since then. Ever since that year, Malcolm's senior year, we never missed the tournament. Like once Malcolm left, we were still making the tournament. They still was predicting us low. Like, oh, Blackburn's still gonna be low. Was it a fluke season? We came back that next season once y'all graduated and got right back there. Yeah, we didn't get to the championship, but we got right back there. Played Webster. We lost to Webster by a buzzer beater. But then the following year, got right back there. My senior year, we got there again. Played Webster, same outcome. But it's the fact, we lost the thing. We lost the tournament, but it's just the fact that a school like us, the school that we went to, got so much notoriety from the conference that other coaches are actually putting our name in their sentences with key players. We just had a player make the all SLIAC decade, Carson Hayes. Just made the that's a blessing for Blackburn that, okay, you had an athlete make the all decade team. So the recruiting, as a recruiter for basketball, you can put that in your message, like Blackburn produced an all-decade player. But then Carson Hayes, like we all know, walking 30, like you said, Mark, like a walking bucket, like even an open gym, walking bucket and open gym. It's even more dangerous than open gym. And those, to me, those was the best games, open gym. Them open gym nights, like some of us done miss homework. Like, I'm doing homework right now, man. Come on, we need one more. We need 5. All right, come on. They called me. Out of all people, I'm out of shape, Red. Fat boy. They called me. Big Fuda hit my line a couple times. Hey, you trying to come hoop? We need one more.
Sometimes we be in the gym about 7, 8. Well, we scurrying around the whole campus. Hit everybody line. What you doing? What y'all trying to hoop? We need one more. Come through. We trying to get everybody to come in there. It was so crazy.
Go give me a Powerade from the snack bar. Come back, come back, come back.
Hey, for real.
You be like, dang, oh, can I get a swipe too?
For real. That's how it be, man. I love that. Like, out of all the people on campus, like, to me, that was a blessing. Like, even though I've been around them, like, I'm getting phone call, FaceTime. I could be in the bed laying down 7 o'clock. I'm tired. Had a long day because, you know, Blackburn and working college for y'all fans that don't know. So you got to work on campus too. So I'm tired, doing homework. I'm getting a phone call from Malcolm. What you on? Playing the K. Man, pause the game. Come hoop. We need one more. Have me in the gym. I just said we need one more. So come slide. I just said we need one more. I'm like, all right, yeah, come. I get there. I'm the one more only. I still asking how many people there because I'm like, I'm out of shape. I don't want to slow y'all down. Malcolm, like, it don't matter. We got 10. That's all we need. You know, you're gonna score. We got 10. So let's play this full. I love that we've been in the gym till the lights go out.
Till the lights go out, bro. That's so crazy.
Tests, like, it was crazy. Some of us had tests the next day. Still got them A's. Still made the grades. That's the crazy. That's the part that made the Blackburn basketball team. I don't know about I can't speak for the women, but for the men's basketball team, that's what made us so special. Like, we maintained over 3.0 as a team. Even though we was in the gym, those 10 o'clock nights, test nights, even doing dip schedule, finals, we in the gym. Like, y'all want to go run? Man, I got to study. We need 10. Come on, run. I'll be done studying in about 10 minutes. I bet we'll wait for you. You know?
And a lot of that I want to give credit to Coach Kohler too, because like I said, like when he came in, he introduced to us a whole different structure. You know, he made it. He got in contact with the teachers, with the professors, with the advisors. Like he made it he made it a requirement. You know, that we had weekly check-ins with him. You know, he talked to your professors, see how you doing in class. You know, we was there. We had to sit in the first 3 rows of every class we was in. That's, you know, we had study hours. You know, everybody, the whole team had to be in the library for this. We had to put in a certain amount of hours in the library weekly. We had to get it signed off on. So like you had at that, you know, plan for him. You know, when you had to do all that, you had no choice but to do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't want to go in there just to sit in there and just now you got to come back to your dorm and do your homework. Like, might as well knock it out while you in here and get some stuff done.
Might as well.
And, you know what I'm saying? And you good to go. So it was just, you know, but having that structure and that system, and I also think of, you know, having a little shrine on the wall of like showing who made the 3.0 list. While hooping, it was also another one of those things that was like mentally satisfaction because like you see yourself being appreciated for the work that you're doing there. So like, you know, maybe the grades aren't enough satisfaction for you to see, but you know, you kind of get to see that other people are appreciating your hard work. You know, your coach appreciate it, your teammates appreciate it. You get put on the wall, and you know, so I think like just him introducing that system and that structure to us, it also helped us not only with basketball but with school and with life. It was just amazing. But yeah, like you said, man, them open gyms, don't nothing beat them open gyms. I'm talking, we be in there day up. We go in there about, you know, we go on the weekends. We go to brunch about 11, 12, 30. About 2 we back in there hooping. You know, we dinner till 5, you know, dinner like 5:30. We'll be at the dinner table. So y'all still trying to hoop out there? What y'all on? We go back in there. All right, bet. We in there.
Right.
So hoop it. Sun up, sun down. I'm talking about real, real games though. Like niggas really out there hooping. Like it ain't none of that lackadaisical chilling. Like I'm just chilling, trying to be pretty. No, hey, but we trying to get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Good shit talk. Come guard me. Yeah. Come guard me type. You feel it? So it was just all that shit was just crazy, bro. Open gyms is lit.
I love them open gyms. Every one I've been to, even my freshman year, once I got to know y'all, hey, come open gym. Sophomore year, come open gym. Even there was some days I'm already in there and we already hooping. Like, We need one. That was the number one thing on group chats. We need one. It was never we got 5. Come on, 5 more come join. Y'all ain't doing nothing, which was true in most cases because
For real.
y'all were doing that. Like we all know, it's a small school, smaller campus. What are you possibly doing besides homework, at work, or playing the game, or chilling with some friends or with a female? Other than that, if you ain't doing either one, man, come hoop, man. That's come better your game by hooping. Because if you're on a team, that's all you can better your game.
Come
Why
hoop.
not do it? You know, we play about 6-7 games, dog. And sometimes some games go by quick because somebody catch 5 shooting the 3, or the team on the run. They already hot. They know they chemistry already. But you know, I was on the end of them dubs. You know, even though I was cherry picking most of the time, I was on the end of some of them dubs, but it's just my experience with that college. It was like them open gyms are the best moments. Even though like graduating still is automatically gonna be the top moment right there, graduating college. But from the off the classroom stuff, open gyms, man, that's where you created a bond. That's where you knew your friends was at. Like that's where you knew, like, yeah, me and Michael, we gonna thrive. And like you said, we played the game. We all played 2K, Madden, whatever was busting. But, you know, we played Madden. Down on top of that, Michael, you took care of me with the haircut. You know what I'm saying? You knew how to cut hair. So, you know, all of us from Chicago, you know, we had our ball back at home. But then on top of that, once we knew how you knew cut hair, you did your thing. Them parties, hey, Malcolm, line a brother up. You did, you know what I'm saying?
I remember.
Up real quick.
Man, I used to be in the bathroom. She was like, "Hey, I need a cut out. Hey man, come hit me up around this time. We in there." Niggas walk in, they see me there, man, giving niggas a cut. Yeah, that's who you. Yeah, man, that's what I'm on. All right, come hop in the chair. What you need? I got you.
For real, that was Michael took care of me for interview. Michael took care. It was an interview I had to go to. Michael took care of me with the 2 seconds. I mean, I ain't got that much hair, but I got that line. I look good though. Oh, hey, folks made me look presentable. That's all I cared about. You hear me? That's all I cared about. But you know, shout out to you, big dog. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to do that as an African American, as an athlete with those skills, man. Cutting hair, hooping, doing homework, and still graduating, man. I applaud you with all that, with all the technology, the skills that you got, dog. You know, you could have said, "Nah, I'm tired. I'm busy tonight. You know, I'm gonna study for this test." I remember one funny moment we both had together, accounting. We sat right in front of each other. Like you sat in front of me, I sat behind you. Malcolm knew I was failing class, and I kept telling him, "I'm gonna fail this test. We can study together, Red." And I knew I was gonna fail this test, bro. Like Dr. Swikel, man, I remember him to this day. He was my advisor. Me and Malcolm was both in the class sleep. Hey, and the crazy part is, Red, like
he sleep. I ain't gonna say
the classroom. Like you didn't see the new structure of the classroom, but they different now. The professor right here in front, Malcolm, like 2 steps, 2 desks, 2 tables from the professor. I'm behind him. We both sleep. So Malcolm, he big already. So I put my head down. I'm like, all right, cool. He ain't gonna see me. Yeah, Malcolm put his head down. I made sure I wasn't snoring. Malcolm made sure he wasn't snoring. We in that bad boy. K.O. It was an hour. Was it an hour or 45 minutes?
I think that was I think that account. Yeah, I think that class was probably the longer one. One of the longer classes, bro. It was terrible.
Terrible.
It was. Man. It's so funny you say that because shit. That pretty much described me in college. Going to class like.
He sleep. No.
Going to class when I was liable to. I was liable to fall asleep in every class that I was in. Like it was bad like that. I think like. It's so crazy because, man, Vic done called me on camera so many times, and
shout out to Vic, man. Shout out to our boy.
I think like philosophy. I think it was like a philosophy class or something like that. I don't know. It was Dr. Bradley.
Oh, caught you
laughing. No, it was Dr. Bradley. Man, I'm sitting in the back. I'm sitting in the back by the window sill. Man, it's literally right here, window sill on my desk. So I scoop my desk back some. I got my hat. I got my hat on. I got my hood on. Sitting in the back of the class. Now I'm paying attention at first. You know what I'm saying? But like if anybody who watching this that attended Blackburn understand how Dr. Bradley taught. Like it's the most monotone.
Clear eye, clear eye.
Just like that, and it just be like, hearing this man talk for 55 minutes, it just be like, bro, that just be like, bro, like, I'm like, I'm hurt.
I had critical thinking. I had critical thinking at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh man,
that class kept me entertained, but I was just like, man, everyone should be asleep.
Some classes was crucial, especially like, see, in our situations, though, you ain't had to get up like me and Malcolm.
I'm used to
6 a.m. practices and then going to your 8 a.m.
Oh,
hey,
no.
Shout out to Steve. I love Steve to this day. He a cool dude. Those was one of the worst things for me. I was just a camera boy. What am I doing at a 6 a.m. practice?
he made me come to the evening ones. I ain't come no more than once.
I'm just a cameraman doing the clock. What am I doing at a 6 a.m. practice, dog?
Hey, man, it used to be so brutal trying to do that, bro, because you could never go to bed early. Like, man, well, we wouldn't go to bed till about 12 and 1. Me and my like, it's 12 and 1. We got to be back up in the gym. Practice at 6. We got to be on the floor shooting by like 5:30, 5:45. And so we really got to be up by like 5 because we got to go in there. We got to change. We got to already be shooting. And so, like, it'd be brutal. And it was even worse when it was going to lift weights. Like, man, we go to lift weights at 6 in the morning. I had to go to class. Like, bro, we dead. You feel me? We dead. You think I'm not gonna go to sleep in class? Come on, man, cut it out.
At least you
cut it out.
Like, you
feel me?
I'm here.
I'm here.
but I ain't here.
I'm here. I get them notes later.
Facts. That's when I swear. But I used to leave early. But like, what made it even more worse, he'll dismiss us 10 minutes before class. Like, we got our stuff already. No, we got hooping stuff. Now we got to go to our room. Because what if your class across campus, your room right here? Some people, I know for a fact, some people ain't go to class.
Oh, damn, I know. Man, he used to keep us in there for as long as he could, boy. If motherfucker practice was over at 5:30, man, we was on the floor until then at 5:32. I'm gonna tell you, man, it was so crazy. I remember one time we practiced. He had us practicing when the damn lights went out.
I saw that.
Well, I'll tell you, we had to use the lights around the backboard from the buzzer to being in there to hoop. Like, man, like, bro, like, it was just so crazy. But like, going back to it, like the whole experience, like those are all the things that you look back on now. Like, it's just crazy stories. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it all over again. It was all great. But yeah, man, you ain't had no time. I mean, thank God that I stayed close by to the gym. And I also think that our campus is small. Like, it ain't small, but it's small enough. So like, you ain't got, classes look like 5-minute walks. So you got enough, you get out, you got to run in your dorm real quick. You got to change your clothes. You know what I'm saying? You got to come back. You then ain't got, you then ain't really got time to shower. That used to be the worst part. You had to go to class, man, like sweat, especially when you got some classes back to back. It was really be the worst.
Brutal.
Either that, I used to always hate coming from practice and going to work. That used to be the worst. Man, I used to hate it, bro. But I can't fall asleep at work. At least in class, I could take me a little nap, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You feel me?
Yeah, man.
I'm at work. I can't go to sleep on the job.
No, sir.
So it was it was wild for sure. It was wild.
Those moments on that court, those moments on being at basketball at 5 in the morning, because I had to be there before y'all. So it's like I'm up at 4:45 with Steve drinking coffee. Like, he telling me, I used to tell you all the time, I told y'all, you was like, he telling me, okay, I want you to have the music going by 5 to 10. Hey, dog. Well, had the music go about 5:15. So I'm up with him. He up in the morning. What's up, Solace? Man, don't say what's up to me, dog. It's too early to board. It's supposed to be my sleep time. And then I ain't had class till 12 o'clock on some days.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was cool. So I was just chilling. I'm like, I can't go back to sleep. Now I'm up now. You already got me woke at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then like what Malcolm said, some people still be up studying until about 2, knowing you got practice at 5, 6 o'clock. That's how crucial this school was. That's why Blackburn, I left Blackburn mainly because of the fact that I got off work at this time, or I got to go to practice at this time to go to work, like you said, to go to class, to go to work, back to class, practice, go to work. That's how your schedule was. So like you had to really prep yourself at this school. For everybody, people that didn't go to Blackburn, you really had to prep yourself for Blackburn, because if you ain't prepped yourself, you was gonna be lost. You was gonna be lost at that school for a good minute. But like the school's so small, like every class was like, once you realize that your class in the same building, just on different floor, you can't be late. Like I don't call Malcolm, but he wasn't late before I called him on snap. Running class, we went opposite directions, but he said he ran on time. He hit the snap. He hit me back on snap. I'm outside. I was like, you crazy, dog. Ain't no way. If I'm not running to no class. No, sir. If I'm late, I'm going to keep walking. I'm not going to run to no class. But the most crucial, though, my first experience was the winter break experience when I first stayed on school. Like, we finna get to a different topic in a bit, but I got to say this. When we stayed on campus, Red, basketball team, man, when I couldn't go home, I was just a camera boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a video. What am I still doing here in the winter? What am I doing here? Like Steve, like, okay, you part of the team now. I'm getting a gear. I'm getting free gear. I'm like, oh, there's love. I'm getting love. I'm like, oh, there's love. Free gear, free road trip. I get to leave class early. That was another perk too. You can leave class, especially for a class you didn't want to go to. You'd be blessed to not go to that class. You know what I'm saying? But when those one of the breaks, man, on a budget, we couldn't eat nothing. You couldn't do nothing. But shout out to me, though. I knew how to cook, so I took care of Big Food enough. So my boys was blessed them days. I knew how to cook, so I was straight.
Oh God, that shit, meals is fire. But I'm so glad you said that, because actually before y'all change topics real quick, I want to talk on that. Man, let me tell you, them winter breaks was so crucial, bro. I think the last one, the one on senior year, bro. It was so cold in them dorms. I can't even begin to tell you, bro. I'm talking about we in that joint sleeping with sweatpants, socks, and a hoodie and the blanket on, bro. Like it's so cold in there, bro. The food,
it was cold, bro.
Oh my God.
And then what made it even worse, bro, they cut off the heat when we left, not knowing, like, in their head, oh, the basketball people got to come back. Now we got to go, cut the heat on. Got to wait a couple of days for it to finally kick in because of the old school anyway. They putting all this new stuff in it. It was so cold, dog.
So cold, bro.
I slept in the jacket, 2 pair of socks, shorts, jogging pants, my slippers, some nights, my Scully. I survived. I didn't die, thank God. But it was just so cold. Getting up in the morning. Going to practice 2 days. I tell you, Zale, them 2 days was crucial because we had practice bright early in the morning, lunch, just to turn around and come back to practice, then dinner, and then sometimes optional skill work. So you almost had a 3-a-day. If he in a good mood, you got a 3-a-day. But if you make a bad, you got to come back, though. If I didn't do something right in practice, I had to come back. Made me blue. I was playing the K one day. He told me to come back to the gym. Like, so he beat that crucial for.
Not to mention, it was also some times where you had like team bonding activities. And there wasn't nothing wrong with it, but it was just like when you think about it, like, man, sometimes you just want a little downtime to yourself. But like you said, man, you had that practice in the morning. You had to go eat breakfast. Yeah, you really only got like 2-3 hours from the time you finish till the time practice is over to the next one. So practice probably go from like 9 to 11. Man, you probably got from like 11 to like, and like you really probably next practice probably come from like 2 to 4 at that point.
And it'd be so
You know what I'm
fast.
saying?
Like once you sit down, you don't want to move once you like put the ice on your leg. Oh, thank God, I'm sitting down. You're already missing an hour and a half sitting down, resting your body. Then off and get in the shower. What time it is? It's 1:30. Hey, we gotta go back to practice.
I
Come on,
go back.
Abby, come hook my legs up. Come put my items real quick before we go in this gym. And he expect you to go 100%. Like, hey man, we just left you, dog.
No, we tired. We tired.
Just left you. Did you even go home or did you stay here? You know what I'm saying? But that was Blackburn. It might was a small school, but it's like we all got so many memories. To us three, we all got so many memories. The off the court, classroom, cafeteria, you name it, wherever you was at, it's a memory there. Them late night talks, them late night video games, them late night laughs gonna always be in my heart, especially we in the room just chilling. We could be 10 deep having a deep conversation about nothing. Because we was, I ain't gonna say what we do, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, hey, we was a little messed up, but them conversations we'll just be chilling. But we created a brotherhood with those teammates, off the guys, other athletes from different sports. Created a bond with them off the court, off the day field and all that. But let's jump gears. Thanks for your experience, Mike. Thanks for telling us about your experience at the Burn. It was great hearing your stories. But now let's jump gears until, you're a Bron fan, right?
Bron? Yeah, sir.
You Bron, so, me and you had our talks off the camera before, but, give me your take on, what the NBA in the bubble, what was your, how, like you brought up that in the beginning, like with the diversity, racism at Blackburn. So now, as a fan of the game that we all are, in the bubble and the social media aspects of police brutality, racism, the killings and all of that. What's your take on how all sports, not just NBA, but since we're talking about NBA in general, how the bubble affected the atmosphere of the police brutality, the racism, and all that?
I think that when we talk about that, I think like I think that the NBA set the standard for it. So when we talk about the bubble, we talk about like in the response to COVID and like trying to find a solution to keep fans entertained, and at the same time try to make money because at the end of the day, it is a business, and they postponed it for because they needed to, until they was able to assess a solution, and they understood that their cancellation cannot be prolonged for so long because then they would start losing money. So I think the implementation of the bubble with the NBA and also what the players were allowed to do with them being in that bubble, understand, fighting for social justice, like having the different names on the jersey, the players in the post-game conferences consistently talking about police brutality, consistently seeking justice for black and brown men and women all across the world, fighting for equality. I think that the NBA set the standard into being a platform,
Yes.
with having some of the world's biggest stars be able to voice their opinions and put out messages in order for the world to hear them, because obviously they know that the NBA is global and it's going to reach a lot of people. So I think like allowing them to be able to use their platform to spread those messages, to speak on inequality, as I said, to speak on racism and police brutality, and understanding that needs to stop, and equality, again, as I said, which is probably the biggest one of them all. It's just the NBA has done an amazing job with that, and I would like to see the rest of the leagues follow suit with that.
Yes, sir.
As far as using their platforms uh, to help promote. I know some players done it in football. Um, you know, LeBron James started the more than a vote thing, and he got Patrick Mahomes to come on there, and
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes, did what he did for Kansas City to create a place for people in that area to go vote. And I think like uh, those type of things have to continue to happen. The talks need to continue to happen because we cannot let uh, we cannot let these situations die down um, just because the famous people are not talking about it anymore, right? So we still have people that's out here in the streets that's marching, that's still preaching, that's still spreading those messages, and I'm so glad that they still are. And we need to continue to support those that are,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to continue uh, to join them and help them spread those messages. And again, continue these talks and to keep this thing alive because we cannot get content on on anything that we've seen happen because there has been no resolution to it because things are still happening within our community that we need that need to be answered. And we're at a point in the world where uh, the iron is hot. So this is where we need to strike. It's now or never. So we,
Definitely.
like I said, we got to continue to push forward with this movement. Continue to have these talks. Uh, Continue to fight for what's right. Uh, and just keep progressing forward, man. You know what I'm saying? We might get knocked back, but we got to get back up and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep fighting for our future. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like sports, and I think sports was a good way to try to advocate for some of those things as well. But um, we can't always allow the athletes to do it. We have to do some of the leg work as well. But I like what the NBA did in terms of that.
Yeah, that's good. So me and Red, we just saw the draft, big fella. We all saw the draft, all the shocking twists, the trades, the picks. You know, especially that Bulls pick, Patrick Williams. He's the talk of the town because a lot of people don't know who he is. A lot of players in this draft that we just saw. Some of us don't know some of these guys because obviously COVID stopped us from seeing these guys' potential, these future stars' potential of the league. Like some of these guys, I don't like I said, when I was watching it last night, I didn't see some of the guys I did know, but some guys I didn't know. I'm like, okay, I would have knew you through March Madness.
Hmm.
The Cinderella stories, the big schools, that name that okay, he did this, he did that. I would have knew some of these players through March Madness, but with the draft and the top three picks that Red said he said Edwards was going first. I thought Ball was going to go first to Minnesota or Wiseman, but from your take, what's your experience on? Do you think Edwards would fit well with Minnesota with D'Lo, Karl Anthony Towns, and those guys over there?
Um, I think he would. I mean, when you look at the lineup, I'm man. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Malik Beasley is probably the starting two guard over there. I
I think
think
so.
I would have to double check on that. But I mean, as far as the wing, I think they got Edwards. Like I think he's like what, like 6'5" maybe. So I mean, in the league today, it's kind of small ball. So I mean, you can play him at the three if you want to. I think I think like skill wise, I think of the mess. With D'Lo being the primary ball handler, primary decision maker. Edwards can create his own shot. He's
Yes.
big, he's athletic, he's strong, and Towns holding down the block. And I think Beasley has elevated his game just a tad bit to where he can be a solid piece on a team. Um, I think he fits. I just don't. There was the pre-draft. commotion about him saying, he's not really into basketball. He's more of a football star. He's really just like he's also an aspiring rapper. And I mean that's cool. So, but I guess you just have to wait. I guess you just have to watch and see. How does he play? Does he play lazy? Does he play like he's just going through the motions, or is he really striving to to be good at basketball or be great? So, I mean, I think kind of his attitude at that point in the court would kind of determine if he fits. I agree with you. Like you said, I thought LaMelo was going number one. Just off the way of that, I felt like he had the most upside as a player. 6'7" point guard can play either the one or the two. Mm-hmm. He has a thin frame, but I feel like he can fill out some more and get bigger. Exceptional passer, exceptional ball handler. Jump shot you can always correct that, just like with his older brother. Again, he has the IQ and the ball handling skills, and a lot of the stuff in which you really just kind of the stuff that you really can't teach to a player. I mean, obviously you can teach ball handling, but like IQ, feel for the game, So I kind of felt like he was going number one, but considering their makeup, like I said, it didn't really make sense to grab him. I think they, Minnesota probably wanted, D'Lo to be that primary ball maker, primary ball handler. So, that makes sense. Wiseman going number two to Golden State was a good fit.
Yeah.
I think him in that system will work exceptionally well. Prayers for Klay Thompson. I hope he has a speedy recovery and a healthy and full. He gets back right because the game needed him, the league needed him. So I think that with that potential mesh when Klay comes back, you got Steph, Klay, Wiggins, Draymond, and Wiseman. Mm-hmm. I think that's a nice starting five that's definitely contending in the West. LaMelo out in Charlotte. That's interesting to see.
Yeah, that's a lot over there.
You kind of want to see how that's going to pan out. You got him and Graham, Bridges, Monk, PJ. So they got quite a few young pieces over there.
Yes.
And just really kind of see how that's going to pan out. Like you said, man, like a lot of these players in the draft, like I couldn't even realize, because like you said, like a lot of these players make their name for themselves in March Madness. The big games on the big stage. Let me see what you can do.
Yeah.
You get their stock to rise, and so like you said, with COVID coming on, it's so hard to really get like real good footage and just try to see like, okay, what kind of player is he? You know what I'm saying? So I think it like that. You were talking about the player that the Bulls draft. Like you said, like I haven't really seen a game on him.
Man, when I tell you, boy, the city is going crazy over that guy. That pick, man.
From what I'm reading, he's really like a athletic wing defender. They say he can shoot and create his own shot. How well can he do that on a pro level, consistent level? I don't know. I don't think the Bulls, this draft didn't have any savers to begin with. Out of the top three picks, everybody else is just kind of like, okay, we'll see. But I don't know. At this point, we can just wait and see who pans out. But I got LaMelo getting Rookie of the Year though, for sure.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's that right there.
Go ahead, man. What you got to say?
That's too early right there, man. That's too early. That's too early. You see the no. Before we even get into that, I was watching the draft last night too. I skipped past the top 10, because I don't know any of these other guys. Because like you said, Marcellus, I was betting on March Madness. I had 5 brackets ready to go, ready to roll. I had the women's bracket filled out too. They only played like 1 or 2 first round games, and I was just like, COVID really just messed up these prospects, you know. And I feel like most of the players already know that they can't, and it sucks because you can't even have summer league to see who really out here, like, you know, fulfilling their duties, or what can we see from these guys, because summer league, you know, brings all the rookies together, you know, brings some veteran players in that mix too. They get it busted. And from my point of view, it's just like, I feel like if that would have been like the go-to after the draft, you know, or they could have like a little showcase. But due to COVID, you know, everything's so tight. But this draft, you know, besides the first 3 picks, that's all you who's gonna watch, because you talk about LaMelo so much. You talk about Jameis Wiseman. Talk about Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
I was surprised. I didn't know who the Bulls was gonna pick. I thought they was gonna pick Obi.
I thought Obi was
gonna be number 4th pick. But here comes, you know, we have a new organization. You know, you got some new general managers, got a new coach. Yes. And they say, like, I look more into depth in this Williams character, and I was just like, you know, they say he's like a Jimmy Butler type guy. You know, he went to Florida State because Florida State, they had a deep team already. He coming off the bench, he was the ACC 6th man of the year. And, you know, they say he wanted to go there because he liked the coach and he liked the system. I mean, and that system, you know, that system made him turn into a 6th man. So we might not know who we might get. You know, the Bulls organization is new. We got to trust in the process. Not using the 76ers slogan, though. But anywho, to me, I think Rookie of the Year, I would have to say, I don't think I'm going to go with Jameis Wiseman. You know, because Clay's out, and I know Stephen Curry is going to handle the rock himself. You know, Draymond's going to do his job. But with Wiseman, I feel like he'll get that rebound, triple-double type person. He's like that person I can see. Even though we didn't see much of him in Memphis due to, you know, the whole him getting help from Penny Hardaway situation, which I thought was a little cliche on the NCAA part because, you know,
it's deeper than that. It's actually deeper than
that. I know it's deeper than that. But either way, I think he's going to Rookie of the Year. Now, LaMelo, on the other hand, this is why I want to ask Malcolm, you know. You think LaMelo will start over Terry Rozier, or you think he's going to play the 2?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I feel like he would start over Rozier. I mean, if I'm the Charlotte organization, I wouldn't start Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier at the same time. That's just me. I wouldn't do it. And I damn so ain't grab LaMelo Ball at number 3 just to put him on the bench. So one of them got to go. And Devontae Graham really should have been in the running for most improved last year.
We both said that.
If not, he potentially could have won it. So
he should have won it. He ain't getting no votes.
He definitely did his thing last year. So I'm definitely going to let him play it out. So I think Terry Rozier is going to have to take the back seat. We're gonna have to start Melo and see how he pan out. And if it don't work out, then, you know, we alter lineups and we go from there. But I ain't drafting no player that high just to put him on the bench.
That's true. I mean, I agree with both. I agree with both of you with Melo being Rookie of the Year. But I see. Well, I mean, I agree with you with Rookie of the Year. But I can also see a steal for Rookie of the Year. You might see it could be a Cole Anthony might be Rookie of the Year, or these other guys that's in the draft that we see.
So forget about Art.
You know, so Obi could win Rookie of the Year for the New York Knicks. You know, but the media and what we talking about now, they want to see those top 3 guys. That's mainly what the main 3 people of the draft that everybody already knew. We all knew Edwards. We all knew Melo because obviously Melo is Melo for what he did overseas. And we all knew Wiseman for 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm not picking Wiseman for Rookie of the Year just because of the fact that I can't judge a guy off 3 games. You know, you only gave me 3 games. What if after them 3 games, he was a bust? You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't just say, 3 games, you a top pick. I mean, Kyrie did the same thing, played 10 games, was the number 1 draft pick at Duke. But at least he played more games. I can't judge Wiseman off and drop out of school and into the draft after 3 games. You ain't play nobody them 3 games. UIC, really? UIC from Chicago, that was one of your big games. You want to brag about beating on a school that don't produce hoopers like that no more. But
They be trying.
I try.
Don't be trying to sugarcoat UIC.
I'm not disrespecting my city, but I'm just saying, y'all know, y'all don't sugarcoat. UIC ain't that good hoop. I mean, I love to go to the game. The Paul better, but
Loyola better.
I mean, though Loyola got to the tournament, so y'all give Loyola that they won a tournament, they won a part of the tournament. But rookie of the year, I mean, for right now, I would go with Melo just because of the fact that I like Melo over there with Graham and Terry Rozier. But I agree with you too, Malcolm. Rozier might got to take that back seat.
Charlotte also got Vernon Casey too. I just want to say that, I think they did 2 good picks in my book, so that might play into a factor as well. I think Charlotte could. I might say it's too early for it, but I think I could see Charlotte sneaking into the playoff. But it might be too early.
It's a possibility. It's just you got to find that's with Charlotte. You got to find your true scorer, like who's gonna be your dominant scorer. You got a young team. Who's gonna be that guy that's gonna do 25 a night, or that 20 plus a night? Who's those guys? You know, Melo could do so much with passing the ball, breaking down the defense, but can he give you 20 a night though? You know, we all know his IQ. We all seen Melo grow up from Chenham High School to now. We all seen that. We all see what he could do. But this a new ball game, a new atmosphere. This the big leagues now. Just like when his brother was in college enough. It's the big leagues now. Can't wait to see that matchup. The balls match up. Can't wait to see them two go against each other. You know, with Terry Rozier, you know, you a starter. Terry Rozier almost lost his starting spot to Graham anyway. Let's call it a spade a spade. We saw what Graham did. He should have won most improved player. Not taking anything from B.I. B.I. did his thing for New Orleans. You know, left the Lakers, won most improved player, and became an all-star. I think that's what made him win it. You left the Lakers and you became an all-star. And for the New Orleans Pelicans, you became all-star after that. So, but Graham, he got another chance to win Rookie of the Year. He might come back I'm not Rookie of the Year, most improved player. But I got Ball too, Malcolm. You know, I'm with Ball winning Rookie of the Year. You know, anybody could do it. It's a lot of skills in this draft. There's a lot of guys in this draft, and there's guys that didn't get drafted that should have been drafted, like Miles Powell from Seton Hall.
Mm-hmm.
He just signed with the Knicks free agency. I thought that was a big shock to me that he didn't get drafted by no team. You know, he got signed with the Knicks, but who say he's gonna be there for a while? You know, they can release him, even though he's a rookie. You can get released. You ain't get drafted by the Knicks. You know, you sign with them. So I mean, there's a lot of guys that, for me, Miles was the guy for me that should have got drafted. You know, I watched Miles at Seton Hall all year long, especially that Michigan State game. I was watching that game today. Him going crazy on a bad ankle, and came back with 32 points or 35, one of the two, 30, 35 points on a bad ankle, y'all. A lot of players on a bad ankle can't give you 35 points.
I think it's can't give you 35 with a good ankle.
You hear me? Especially in college. College getting you 30. That's why we talk about Carson and walking 30. You gotta earn those type of names of respect in college to say that, oh, I can give you 30 a night. The guy Carson and Feehan can give you 39 if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That's how easy Division III basketball is, in my opinion, especially at the level we was at. They can give you 30. Obviously, we had a guy, I think Michael, you should know him, Brock. He gave us 30, and almost in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
So in 20 minutes of a game, when coach say hold him to a number, we couldn't even hold him to a number. Yeah, we was up 25, but he got half their points in the first half. So in our conference, that's how easy it was. So when you come to these guys in the draft, I mean, I love to see. I can't wait for the season start December 22nd. It's gonna be love. You know what I mean, you might not see all of the star players there just because of the fact that they're out of shape. They just got off a season. Some guys want to rest their body for a few minutes, for a few weeks, a few months. Might not see Bron there. I mean, even though he talked about he gonna cherry pick the whole time, still the ball to Anthony Davis. But speaking of Anthony Davis, he opted out his contract, so we don't know where he's gonna go.
He's going back to LA. He's just trying to get some more money.
Well, you also got to think about keeping other players on as well. You know, some other guys won a championship. That ring speaks volume. We all know that.
Yeah, the players definitely looking to get paid. But I think Anthony Davis coming back for show. He's just going to sign for some more money. He's gonna be cool, you know. But yeah, man, I think that's all we can do is just wait for Wait to see what happened during free agency, and then wait to see what happened December 22nd. And you'll go from there, man. Brian en route, Brian en route to Ring 5. Here we go.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Don't say ring
Here we go.
five.
Please don't say that. Please don't.
But I can actually give to Malcolm for saying that. But the same, because the West, I told my brothers, everybody's going to the East now. But see, when LeBron was in the East,
East side is the best side.
So now it's like, for me, when I look at guys like Kevin Durant, I'm like, why did you leave the West? Yeah, go to State. You didn't want to be in Golden State. Okay, why you leave the West to go to the East, to go to Brooklyn? You didn't play at Brooklyn.
For money.
Now you're over there in the East. Everybody finna say, oh, Brooklyn finna go against the Lakers now, or Golden State or the Clippers. We don't know. You don't know if that's going to work.
It's a toss-up.
If Kyrie going to work together. Just because you want to play with, I could play with, like, I could say, let me and Malcolm be on the same team. Our chemistry might be off the whole game or the whole season. Especially then when it comes to the playoffs, it's only one ball. Who gonna take that? Who gonna take that last shot in the playoffs? KD, you gonna take, or Kyrie gonna take? It's one ball.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be very interesting to see, man. Especially with James Harden talking about going to the Nets, man. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I can't really say who's coming out the East. I mean, who's coming out the East right now. I think Milwaukee still has a chance because they got the reigning MVP. I guess that's if you want to call them. They still got they just picked up Drew Holiday. They're trying to get old boy from Sacramento.
That ain't going through.
Yeah, some fishy going on over there.
They ain't going through. They already said it. They said no. They already said it.
So we gotta see what's gonna happen with them. But I think other than that, though, coming out to eat, Miami is still solid. They bringing back everybody from last year. They're healthy. Players is only getting better.
They're trying to sign people too.
I like that Precious pick that they got at number 20. He's a really good player. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that pick. I like that pick for him. So I wouldn't be surprised if Miami came right back out of the East again, man. I don't know what it is. Something about Jimmy Butler, but he a hooper, man.
Got face clean too.
Bonafide hooper.
He just signed with D-Wade too on Shoe Company Link. You know what I'm saying? He just signed with D-Wade. D-Wade.
This is a brilliant move.
D-Wade getting these athletes. You're gonna see some star players on D-Wade's shoe brand. So shout out to Jimmy Butler and those guys, Miami. They beat on my boys, man. I ain't gonna talk about that, but anyway, beat on my boys.
The NBA is gonna be a tough cookie, the next season because you got all these trades going around. You got guys who's not on the same team no more. That's on some new teams. You got new coaches everywhere. Reporting on new players that just got onto the team. I'm not sure if you know Malcolm. Dennis Schroeder is on the Lakers now.
Malcolm already.
Quinn Cook has been released after getting left off the bus, but we're not gonna talk about that. But anyway, you got so many players out now. They contracts, in and out. Another trade that just happened, I think.
Those opt-outs are just like for money. That's about it. Some people want to opt out for money because they think they're worth a lot more than what they are getting offered. Like Anthony Davis, like Malcolm just talked about. We talked about AD. He just opted out just to get on paper.
Yeah, but some players want to go. I don't think Rondo is going to be at the Lakers next year. I think he's going to the Clippers.
With Schroeder, if I'm Rondo, if I want to go after another ring, get that third, want to help Bron get that fifth.
Well, to the other side of the town, baby.
I'll stay just because the fact that you already know that chemistry. The only person that you got to help with the chemistry is Schroeder. And that's another scorer. He can play the two guard. Rondo run the point. Caruso, love you, but you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You don't bring nothing to the table but defense a little bit, but we need some. This game, this league is more offense now. It's like everybody score at the guard position. Like it's a positionless league so far now. So it's like everybody can score. Caruso, what can you do to the table side? Your defense, your hustle, your energy. I need you to go get me a bucket. Can you go get me a bucket? If Bron sit down, AD sit down, who on that court cannot trust to give me a bucket.
Yeah, I think the situation with Rondo, I think at this jump, like I think Rondo just wants to go start somewhere.
Yep.
So going to the Clippers is going. I believe he's gonna get that starting spot over P-Bed if he goes to the Clippers.
Of course.
And I think also like a Rondo type player is the piece that the Clippers are missing. Because as great as Kawhi Leonard is and like Paul George, he has his struggles like that, but they're both too bad. They can create their own shot, but the Clippers need somebody who can create offense for everybody. Right? Paul George is not really gonna sit there and be like a team playmaker where he's setting up other guys. Like he set himself up. But setting up other guys is not really where his game is predicated around. And it's the same thing with Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what makes LeBron so great is because not only can he set up his game predicated to setting up everybody around him, but if he wants to, he can also set himself up and get his own buckets anytime he please. So I think that's what makes him much more valuable than those two players, which makes him so much more better. But with that, with having Dennis Schroeder, that gives Bron that sure bucket getter off the bench, right? Everybody was looking to see if Kyle Kuzma can fit that role, and we don't know. Hopefully maybe he come back this year, and he has a better understanding of what needs to be done. He's tailoring his game around that, and maybe he can be that other option that he was supposed to be last year. So maybe he could be a tandem of him and Schroeder. You know what I'm saying? The more scores, the better, sure. But I think after the Lakers getting Schroeder was a really good pickup, and they went ahead and got. I can't think, but they went ahead and got somebody else. No, they didn't. They didn't pick up nobody else yet. They got rid of Danny Green. I think KCP is supposed to sign back.
Yeah, the KCP said he'll come back.
They got rid of Danny Green. They got rid of Quinn Cook. I really think they should sign Dwight back. And keep their big man
back too.
Yeah, keep their big man tandem going. With that, you got Anthony Davis. Caruso still going to be there. Schroeder, Bron. Maybe if you can get you another decent. I think I read that they were trying to go after Wesley Matthews from the Bucks. So that's going to give you another 3-and-D guy.
Avery Bradley out.
He opt out.
Yep.
I ain't seen no. So I kind of want Avery Bradley to come back because I kind of want to see that dynamic in the playoffs with Bron and Bradley, and then just to kind of see how that was going to work out. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But I just think that if they can get maybe like just some more decent shooters, I think that they'll be fine. The Lakers will be right in contenders. But I really like that Dennis Schroeder piece because that really gives Bron like another like consistent, reliable scorer off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Who can, if you want to, who can give you 20 plus, on any given night. He won 6th man of the year. I think he was averaging like 18, 19 points a game behind CP.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be nice, man. I like CP in Phoenix as well. Him and D Book, him Book and Aiden. I'm kind of upset they traded Kelly Oubre because I felt like if they would have been able to keep him,
he's on the move again.
Yeah, they trying to send him to Golden State.
Which would be a good thing.
Golden State actually has him. To cut you off a little bit, Golden State did pick up Kelly Oubre.
They scooped him. Yeah, I just see it as well. Yep, the Thunder sent Kelly Oubre to the Warriors. Yeah, so that's crazy. But yeah, so this season's gonna be exciting, bro. It's so many, like you said earlier, so many players going to different teams, new coaches, new faces, new elements. It's just like, man, I'm ready for the season to come out. Man, I'm just trying to see some ball. You feel?
Next month, that's so quick, man. Next month, so quick. December 26th, we're gonna be right around the corner. You know, Christmas time, especially around Christmas time with your family. You know, with your family. You know, hopefully COVID will be died down. Hopefully everything will be back normal.
I'm surprised
Hopefully,
y'all not talking about the biggest thing in the NBA right now.
yeah, though. I just can't wait. I'm with you, big fool.
I'm surprised y'all not talking about that.
What's that,
What?
brother?
You know, there's some history between Michael Jordan and LeVar Ball. You know.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he trying to go play that 1v1. Hey,
Yeah, I want to see that 1v1.
I'm trying to see that happen now.
The man said I could beat Michael Jordan. Oh, that we drafted your son. So can we see that 1-on-1? Can we see that 1-on-1?
That's gonna be hilarious.
I ain't know LeVar played football neither. They showed him playing for the Carolina Panthers last night. I'm like, wow. LeVar's a man of mystery.
Yeah, if I've been around the block, man.
That's gonna be one good 1-on-1. I love to see.
Man, they gotta televise that.
Some not for charity. It's just gonna be for entertainment. For real. But let's jump gears to different sports. Big Fool, you watch a little football. You watch football too, like we do. From right now, I forgot what week we on. From
week 10.
Week 10 from 10 weeks now. Who in your eyes is the MVP?
Patrick Mahomes.
Now I gotta agree because last week game, I lost faith in Russell. So
my pick. I lost
faith in Russell too.
Well, actually, my pick. He doing okay, but
you go with Tom Brady.
I'll ride till the wheels fall off, baby.
You gonna say Tom Brady still?
I'm definitely gonna keep saying my boy Tom.
You on thin nice, bro.
Yeah, we know his interception ratio is, he throwing a pick every other game. But I respect Tom and what he did with them boys over there, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and all of them. But also, you already know what Pat Mahomes gonna do. That man special.
Patrick Mahomes.
The man is in. Man,
they call him a homeboy.
The man is it's so crazy because Patrick Mahomes, he pretty much plays the way that like a lot of people would play like growing up. He watches like all the throws that he do. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna just throw it there. I can make that throw. You know what I'm saying? It's playing with the most supreme confidence that any player ever had, and he's not worried about making a mistake because he knows he's that good. You know what I'm saying? He's humble. He won't brag on it, but the fans will. He's that good. He's playing that good. I think who else is making a surprise run for MVP though? Kyler Murray, bro. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a band with y'all. I did not see this coming from him from year 1 into year 2. At least not this quick. I did not see the Cardinals being this good through here.
They got that boy D-Hop.
D-Hop has made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge. And you can tell because you can see how poorly the Texans are playing without him. And they have a fantastic quarterback in Deshaun Watson as opposed to, the Cardinals with him. They back in the playoff talk, and the Cardinals been buns for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's Russell Wilson was sitting atop, but these last 3 games he's been playing poorly. I think I know they lost to Buffalo. Buffalo was just torching them. Russell tried to make a comeback, and it ain't happened. And so
and then they lost to Arizona. But speaking of the Arizona.
Yeah, I think they playing tonight actually as well.
They winning right now.
So I think right now, I definitely think Mahomes is number 1. I would have to put Mahomes number 1. Kyler number 2. I'm putting Brady in there. I can't, I've never been the biggest Brady fan, But
We know.
but considering that what Brady's doing right now at his age, he has the he has the weapons around him now, so he can be uh, a good because he's always been a good quarterback. He's never Brady was never a bum. Uh, I think a lot of people get caught up. The thing that made Brady special was taking a bunch of low name players and
Yes.
getting it done with them. And so, now that he has actual talent around him, we can see that he's a good quarterback. He's doing it. He's been playing well this year, so I mean, you gotta throw him in there. Um, you gotta give Big Ben some credit. They the only undefeated team.
That schedule
You
so
got
easy, man.
you got to put him in that MVP talk. So I think it's I don't know, man. I think it's tough, but I think Patrick Mahomes is sitting at top, right there, the top spot for MVP. In my opinion.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, for me, like I was saying, I like Patrick Mahomes. I didn't know this was his fourth year. I thought this was like his third, second or third. Like I
He
wasn't
was like,
following him like that until now. Like when like especially like when you play the game or when you hear them talk about it. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, this is his fourth year. Me personally, I was more confused. I'm like, he doing this in his fourth year. I mean, okay, so he almost at that peak of his prime. Because football players, some players don't play that long. They play like 8, 10 years and they call it quits. So it's like for right now, for what Patrick Mahomes doing now until obviously 13 years, because obviously he got a $500 million contract. So
man, making so much money.
for the next 13 years, how good will he be? How good will he be? How better will he become? Like how they say about LeBron, every year he is improved in something. He's good and he gets better every year. And year 18, we don't know what LeBron will be good at year 18. He might win a three-point shootout. We don't know. But with Patrick Mahomes, what he brings to the game, he brings that fun. He brings what Cam brought to the game, the fun atmosphere as a quarterback. Yeah, he do all the crazy passes, the behind the backs, the no looks, throwing the ball from one end zone to the other. Some stuff that, like Malcolm said, that you do as a kid on the playground with your boys. On the field, y'all throwing the ball. He know Cheetah gonna get it. He know Tyreek Hill and them gonna get it. He know they gonna get that ball. No one's gonna he can throw it in the tight coverage. They gonna get it, and then all of a sudden they gonna take off. You got one of the fastest receivers on your team. No one can catch him unless it's his teammate. But so it's like what Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City doing. That's gonna be a good matchup to see if it happened. Pittsburgh versus KC in the AFC Championship. I would love to see that game. But it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. You might see two different teams in there. One team that's shocking me so far is Baltimore. How, they shaky this season. Last year's number one team. Lamar Jackson. I mean, not to say it, but he getting exposed for the quarterback position. Like he came out and said that the defense know his play before he even get to the line of scrimmage. So, like, as a quarterback, you sit there like they know my plays already, which is good for a defender because you're supposed to know, you're supposed to do your scout. Any athlete can tell you that, as long as if you know your scout and know what they doing or you did your homework that night or that week. So, but once you know offense what's going on, okay, they finna run. Okay, Lamar Jackson finna do a player option. Okay, they finna drop back pass. So he can't find nobody. He finna run. So we finna have the linebackers come up, run a cover 2 man or cover 2 zone, cover 1 zone, all that. So I'm like, okay, as a quarterback, you just sit there like, you know what, I can't do nothing. They just recently lost to the Patriots. It was pouring down rain, so the weather did play a big factor in Boston. So, but yeah, Patrick Mahomes though, MVP. He got it, but like Malcolm said, Big Ben, he undefeated, so they might throw more votes Big Ben way just because he coming off injury from last year, and it's Big Ben, you got undefeated team, Juju, all those guys over there, and y'all playing together, y'all gelling with that running back core, the receiving core, coaching staff. Shout out to Mike Tomlin, he gonna be up there one of the greats. So I hope to see that in the playoffs. Them two go against each other. I would love to see that. usually you see the Patriots versus somebody. That's what we all been accustomed to for the last God knows how many years when Brady was over there. The Patriots versus whoever in the championship. But now it's Kansas City or Pittsburgh. I mean, it would be the Patriots, but they're in rebuild mode. Now it's Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, the Baltimore Ravens. Now you might see Miami because Tua is doing tremendous over there.
Calm that down. Calm that down. Don't be giving them praises yet.
Hey,
you get
Tua is undefeated as a quarterback right now.
I'm not even going to say nothing about
3-0
for a rookie. You came in, took Fitzpatrick's starting position.
Fitz wasn't even doing a bad job though.
He wasn't.
But ticket sales. But I agree. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP. But if Ben Roethlisberger is undefeated, I can see them throwing that to him as well. But to me, Patrick Mahomes, I think he's been ready for this. In first year he was quarterbacking behind Alex Smith. And I knew about Patrick Mahomes before he went to Kansas City. Mm-hmm. I seen him play for Cliff Kingsbury, who's also the coach of the Arizona Cardinals. He coached Kyler Murray teaching the air raid offense. And I think what Andy Reid found out was that if he put 2 and 2 together, he can play in his system. So I think what you would see from Patrick Mahomes, I think I could see them going to the Super Bowl this year. They got a nice team. They still got Tyreek Hill. They got Sammy Watkins. You got Le'Veon Bell as well. And I would love to see that matchup with them and the Steelers, because, Le'Veon been on the Jets, and, you can't say much about the Jets except a trash can, But other than that, I feel like he won MVP. Patrick Mahomes could pull out a lot of tricks out of his book. Taking him back to that game between when they played against the Texans, DeAndre Hopkins gave him props, last week because, he said, man, you a beast too because we was winning that game. You turned God mode on us. So it was just like, man, I felt what he was saying. So it was just like, Patrick Mahomes, he's a great talent. I think him signing that deal that gave him millions is a good move. And he also owns part of the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the Royals, my bad.
Yes.
And, he's sticking to Kansas City. That's what he knows, and that's what he's going to build on.
I mean, for 13 years, that's all you better know.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, a lot of M's, and he's getting married. So
married and having a kid, so that man having a great year.
But the topic I want to move into ain't sports related, but we do have the COVID-19 pandemic, and I want to ask all you brothers how you since last year, well, it's still the same year. I'm tweaking. Yeah. Anyway, how are y'all doing during this pandemic? Any changes? Any, insightful positivity? Any negatives?
I think for me, I'm doing well. I mean, I can't complain. Positive. I'm healthy. I've been able to avoid it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't.
Amen to that.
I ain't caught it. So, God looking out. I just been in the crib chilling. Just picking up little habits here and there. Cooking. Playing a game. It ain't really been much to do. So, I've just been trying to keep myself entertained for the most part. Like I said, just trying to find out on new things to do. Got a couple books, plan on reading. So, just trying to lay low, be my cool, play my part till it's all pan over, so I can go back outside. Bust a couple fits, take a couple flicks, and do what I do.
Ain't mad at you about that. I mean, for me, I've been decent. I've been chilling, with the fam. I'm like Malcolm. I didn't get the COVID. Blessed to not be able to get that. Didn't have to quarantine for 14 days. I've been working. I've been working since the pandemic started in March. I was on spring break from school. And for a college kid, when you get that notification, like we on break for an extra week, you like, oh, okay. But at the same time, you think like, oh, this pandemic getting serious, but we on break for an extra week. And then once you get the email saying that, y'all can't come back, as a senior, like you said, that you want to come as a senior in college or a senior in high school too, you want to get that atmosphere to walk across that stage, to shake your principal hand, or in our situation, the president of the school's hand, to say you finally did it. It took me 5 years to get my degree, but I got it. But it's just the atmosphere of being able to walk across that stage, or in our case, the lawn of Blackburn campus where we get our freshman year, to get that degree, shake the president hand, whoever it might be, and say you finally did it. Now it's time to start your new life as an adult. You got a college degree. Hopefully, you can get a job, a decent paying job when you graduate, or you can start your career when you first graduate. Some did, so I'm still looking. Like myself, I'm still looking. But, I'm just blessed, Happy family. We all good over here, just chilling. Like Malcolm, I'll play the game, watch TV. I mainly sleep all day. I work overnight security, so I got to make sure other people straight.
Mm-hmm.
I got to make sure other people straight too. So, make sure my health is good, making sure their safety is all right. But other than that, I'm living, man. No complaints coming this way. No complaints.
That's good. For me, I've been tested too many times, because I had to go for my military thing. Got to wait on that. And yeah, I would say, like, for me at the beginning, I lost my job back in April, and been living off, unemployment for a few months, but can't complain, paying bills, staying safe, make sure my family good and everything, keeping a positive outlook on things. And pretty much I started back working, so that's good as well. And hopefully next year, people can start getting their career jobs back again. I was going to have a career job before the pandemic, but due to the pandemic, stuff happens. So,
yeah.
As out here, you just got to keep your mask on, be safe, and not get into too much action.
I agree.
Right.
To wrap up the show at hand, one last question for you, Big Fool. As a college athlete, what advice would you give a future athlete that's somebody that might be in your situation, that might be in your shoes, picking a college, going to play ball, losing the starting position, gaining it back, being on probation for school with grades? What advice would you give a college athlete or a college student in general? Because you're student first before athlete. What advice would you give a freshman going into college, or a student that's already in college, struggling, or they need that push?
Man, with that, I would say, man, go hard at it. Take your time at it, and do it the way that you want to do it with it, right? So I know, like, for me, like, I think back on that, like, I know they say, like, do everything, make sure you have no regrets. Like, man, sometimes, like, I have a couple regrets on it. Like, sometimes I was like, man, I like this instance I could point out, wow, I wish I went just a little bit harder. I wish I did a little bit more. I wish I thought things different. Like, man, like, live in the moment, embrace it, enjoy it, and just go all out with it. And whatever you do, and truly do, and go to bed every day knowing that, go to bed knowing that you did your all that day, and you gave it all that you could. You know what I'm saying? Don't half-ass it. Don't worry about if somebody's looking at you, and they may look at you funny. They say, like, can't nobody see the vision but you. So if you have that vision, and you want to execute that vision, man, do it all out to the best of your ability, and have have no regrets. Have fun with it, man. Like, I think that's also the most important thing to it, man. Is have fun and take care of your business. I think when I look back on it, you know, even through the things that I did wrong and that I regret, man, I can still say that at the end of the day that I've had fun with it. And it was one of the best things that I've ever did in my life, one of the best choices I ever made. And like I said, if I had the option to redo it all over, I'd do it. I'll do it all over the exact same way. Because there were so many lessons that I was able to learn from there, and so many, you know, skills that I was able to pick up as well. So again, I'll say, man, I would just go all out with it and just do everything you can to the best of your ability.
Amen to that, brother.
I got one more question for Malcolm.
Yeah, sure.
So, Malcolm, what's next for you in your, you know, what's next for you? What's the next step for Malcolm?
All right, so the next step for Malcolm is, you know, if we want to bust a timeline, I'm actually, I only told a few people this, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all this because they're my boys. I'm actually in the works of trying to get my own little clothing line together. So I'm trying to, so I'm gonna be dropping some merch soon. I'm starting out with t-shirts, you know, get my feet wet and see how the public responds, and then we gonna kind of build up from there. I graduate grad school in May of 2021. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna take a couple of time off, and then I'm gonna go to barber school. I get my certificate so I can start cutting, so I can go work into a shop, start cutting in the shop, eventually working to get my own shop and my own space. So you know, just as far as things like that, you know, those are my three biggest things that's next up for me right now.
Hey man, shout out to you getting that master's. I'm in the same program. I'm in the program myself. I graduated 2022. You know what I'm saying? But hey, congrats on that, dog. I'll be seeing you post them. I'll be seeing you post it. You know what I'm saying? We getting A's around here. We smart around here. We ain't no dummies. You did.
You know?
You know what I'm saying?
A's off.
You know what I'm saying? But you see that, like for me, my grades improved. Like, yeah, this pandemic messed up having that atmosphere being in the classroom. But when you at home, you can focus on yourself. You ain't got to worry about I got to go to work the next day. I got to test the next day. You at the crib. You comfortable in your own comfort zone. You got to worry about your roommate coming in through the door, yelling, screaming. He bringing somebody in the room. They trying to play the game while you trying to study. You know what I'm saying? You at your own crib. You know, you got your people there. So you comfortable. You already know they schedule, their routine. You doing your homework. You ain't got to worry about nobody bothering you. You put your own music. You can do your own thing. You ain't got to worry about putting no headphones on in your house versus school. And, you know, like I said, shout out to you, dog, getting that master's degree. Go big, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, the more degrees you get, better opportunity, literally the better opportunity you can get in life with a job, starting your career. I want to be the first in the chair. You know, you get your certificate.
Oh, my Lord.
I want to find
Come through, man.
Got that clothing line, too. What's your clothing line going to be called?
Yeah, speaking
Man,
of
clothing line is going to be called Cool Kids. And everything I'm gonna be trying to do is gonna be centered around that slogan of Cool Kids. So, you know, it's just gonna be a Cool Kid apparel. You know, that's how we coming out right now.
Okay.
Like I said, everything is still in the works. So, you know, just be on the lookout for that. And, you know, come on, you already know, big dog, man. My chair always open to y'all, man. My chair open to everybody. Come through, man.
All that matters. I might not got enough hair, but I give me a nice line. That's all.
Hey, man, we gonna make it work. Yeah.
I got enough to get a line out on this bid, dog. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm definitely gonna watch that. When any shop you go to, if my barber ain't available, I know I got a real barber, my college barber. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't busting, you need a customer, come give me I'll come bring you more than one customer.
Hey, the more the merrier.
And Malcolm, when could we expect the Cool Kids lineup merch to drop? You know, since it's in the works.
I don't have a date for it because everything is, you know, we still doing all the planning and the behind the scenes and getting everything together. But it should be dropping. So it should be dropping. Man, I'm trying to get it out before this year is out, but if not, it's gonna be sometime early next year for sure.
So be on the lookout for that, people. Be on the
Be
lookout
on
for
the
that.
lookout for this.
We'll put that. He has a website. We'll put that in the link and we'll share it. You know, we support our brother. You know.
I see you got our other brother clothing line.
I see
yeah.
that. I see that. I see
Hey,
that. I see that.
before we get up out of there, hey, shout out to my homie Avery, shout out to my homie Don, shout out to my homie Millwood, man.
Yes,
You know how we
sir.
coming. Hey, bros, make sure y'all go ahead and Google them on YouTube. Check out their music, Apple Music, Spotify, all that. They got some hits, man. Make sure you go cop some merch too, man. Hey, bros.
We
Yes,
definitely
sir.
put the link in the description below as well, so y'all gonna get some merch. Go shop them. Go support black-owned business. Let them be known black-owned business. We all know them. College, yeah,
Most
that's
definitely.
last another day with them. But to wrap up the show, we'd like to thank you, Big Foo. I know I had to hit you first. He was gonna come through for me.
No, he said he wanted to be the first one on here. He said he gotta get the red carpet treatment.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta get the big chair. Gotta get the big chair.
Hoodie,
You know what I'm saying? No, but I appreciate y'all fellas for having me, man. I'm so, like you said earlier in the beginning of the show, man, y'all had this little radio thing going on at school, man, and I'm proud of y'all for picking this back up and making this thing for making this thing a better thing than what it was at school. Y'all was on the radio, but now y'all doing the podcast, man. And I just want to tell you, I'm proud of y'all, man. Keep this going.
Absolutely, absolutely. We actually got canceled before we had canceled. We couldn't even do it. They said we got canceled in college. We had we was on Facebook Live. We had 95 views in under 2 hours.
We was going crazy, man. They
crazy,
man. But
our first, speaking of this, this podcast, we like bringing people on. We like giving you, Malcolm, and others that we're gonna put on this show a platform, because low-key we didn't even know you were starting a business, but it's good to know because we got people out here that wants to, start their own business and they don't know where to start from. So before we, go, what advice would you give them young people who want to start their business, who want to, branch out to their fellow African Americans or fellow comrades as well as non-African American? What would you say to them?
Matt, research. Man, that's all I did. Is I hit the internet and did my Googles, man. I just tried to find everything what I can about starting a clothing line, starting a brand, the different materials, the different ways of getting your designs on shirts, finding different shops, different qualities, everything like that, man. And I'm still in that process as well. What I'm saying? Understanding the laws and the bylaws of that. Creating LLCs, getting your tax numbers, everything like that, man, to make sure that you go legit. So, just, man, research, man. You can never stop learning. You can never stop doing your research. There's always some information out there that you don't know that you can find that's going to be helpful for you. And if you don't, you can always, don't be afraid to reach out to people that's in that profession as well. Talk to people that's doing what you're trying to do. You don't have to mimic what they do, but just talk to them to get a sense of where they're headed, to kind of see how they moved a little bit, just, so you can see what you got to do, and try to limit the mistakes. Obviously you're going to make mistakes. They're inevitable. That's how the world is. But, if you can eliminate some of those, mistakes to achieve your success quicker, man, do what you got to do. But research, always do your research, continue to do your research. Never stop doing your research, man.
That's a fact.
That's it. That's all. I respect that. So, yeah, for y'all that don't know, we're going to put the link of Malcom Scott highlights as well in the description so y'all can see what he was like back at the burn. Big dog, what he was describing, got a nice little tape out there for y'all if y'all want to go see that. One of my best projects I worked on. Shout out to Big Foo for allowing me to work on your tape for you, big fella.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So that link gonna be in the description as well, along with the websites. Also to Abro, shout out to them as well. Avery and them. That link will be in the description as well. So like I said,
and if you want to follow Malcolm, do you mind if people follow you on your social media, brother?
Yes,
yeah, man. Yeah, y'all can go follow me on IG at MallyMills32. That's again, you can follow me on IG at MallyMills32. That's MALLY. MILLS32. I cut hair. Go check out some of them work.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
know if you need a cut. If you want to, follow me on the bird. That's Twitter at Mr. Malcolm X. You know,
sir.
that's again Mr. Malcolm X.
X.
You hear me? And understand. And go ahead, yeah, man. That's where we at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Malcolm, we appreciate you coming through to the locker room. You know, you always welcome. Come back. We might have you come back with the A-Bros on here. Maybe. You might see that might be a funny podcast because it's some stories. It's most definitely some stories though.
Yes, sir. That's definitely some stories. You know, we can't wait to see you drop your merch. You know, hopefully we get you back on here. We see some merch. We might be rocking your merch or the A-Bros merch. You know, we gonna support any company, any black owned business. We want to support our local people, so you know everybody can have a platform to voice their opinion. Cool. You know, with your brand, Malcolm, I love to have a hoodie, a sweater, a shirt. You know, even a bracelet, or something. You know, to say
face mask. You know,
anything. You know what I'm saying? Because you, first off, you family to both of us. You know, so we supporting you. You know, and you know we pay full price around here. We don't need no discount like all these other people out here. That's that.
Really?
We playing full price. If he say it's $20, we don't need like, hey man, we gonna pay the dub. You know what I'm saying? We ain't finna say, man, let me get that for 10.
So get it while the getting's good. You feel me?
We need that exclusive merch though. Something that you ain't dropped with. We need that exclusive merch though.
I got you, man. It's love. I got you.
Exclusive merch for the locker room. But like he said, thanks for tuning in to the locker room. What happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. Big Fool. You know, just like in Vegas, having the Vegas stays there. What happens in this locker room stays in this locker room. Thank y'all for tuning in to our subscribers, our new subscribers. If you're a subscriber to the channel, the link will be in the video.
Like, comment.
You know what I'm saying? Follow
Hit that notification bell, you know.
Get that ding notification, pop us up. Follow us on Facebook at Forbes&RED Locker Room on Facebook. You know, turn that follow to a like. And, you know, that's the show, people. Shout out to my boy Red. Big Fool, again, love, brother, for being on the show with us. And that is all the time that we have for y'all this evening. So we'll see y'all episode 4, Thanksgiving special. Got another guest coming in for that show as well. So just be on the lookout for that. And again, Michael, again, thank you so much, dog. You know, you always welcome to the locker room. Anytime you want to talk about something or you got something to get off your chest, we will more than welcome to put you back on the show anytime, brother.
Appreciate y'all for having me, folks.
No problem.
Man, you got me hungry thinking about Thanksgiving, man. You got me hungry. All this COVID going around, man. I ain't even thinking about that. I'm thinking about that turkey, ham. Let me stop before I get hungry.
Yes, sir. But again, though, thanks, Big Fool. That is a wrap. We gone. I'm Forbes.
I'm Red.
Y'all know Red. We out.